Good evening, Starlights, and welcome to the Degeneration Podcast. Ray, the podcast for the degenerate generation. This is episode 7. Here with me is my charming co-host, Mandato. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, it's me.
Hello. Now, talk for today. We don't really have much because I kind of just want to get into it, and also because the small talk that would be for today is actually the topic for today. And now, get over here. Now then, do you have some small talk for today? Mandato?
I'm sorry, my internet cut out for a moment. What?
Do you have some small talk for today?
Um, Nothing in particular. If I had to say anything, I would say that people are fucking weird and leave me alone.
I see.
Whenever I'm trying to do my gosh darn job, um, please don't be mean for no reason.
Are people mean at your job?
Thumbs up.
I mean, I guess it's retail, so that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. Sometimes I have people just be mean for like no reason.
For
And
literally
I'm
no
like,
reason.
why? Why'd you do that? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Is there a reason? Or are you just mean?
You know, surprisingly, I haven't had that many mean people. I have mean people at self-checkout, but where I usually work, completely fine. Honestly. I think the other problem is that half of them don't speak English, but whatever. It's hard for them to
Cool.
be mean when they don't speak my language.
That's true.
Actually, no, I did have a few points of small talk. First off, I beat Radon with a bow on my bow-only playthrough. I beat Promise Consort
Whoa.
Radon. The bow-only playthrough was for the DLC,
How'd you do
specifically.
that?
I grabbed the black bow, and I fucking shot him in the face 5 billion times. Because
That'll do
the
it.
DLC doesn't give you better bows. I don't know why, but every single bow that was good in the DLC, they just decided to nerf into the ground or make it not work correctly. And I don't understand the logic behind that. I feel like it was the same problem with the spells. The spells are just okay. None of them tip the scales except for like maybe one or two as far as balancing goes for spells. It's crazy.
Another thing to mention, I suppose, is the Extra Life
Mm-hmm.
for. Oh my god.
Well, we're not going to
Oh my
talk
god,
about
it's
Nightreign
true.
just yet.
It's true.
Yeah,
Okay.
not just yet.
So
Not just yet.
I but it okay, it's related. But like,
No, we have the whole rest of the episode to talk about
dang it.
Nightreign.
Fine,
We
whatever.
won't talk about it just yet. And other than that, I got the 2 PC setup going, so you guys will see a lot more of this model. Yeah, no more cardboard Diz. Hopefully.
Darn.
Unless I got a crazy game that I just really want to play. That's like super unoptimized or something. Then maybe cardboard Diz, but other than that, no. Alright, I don't think I have anything else. Oh, Zenless Zone Zero 2.0 is coming out. So, look forward to that. Jufufu, which, yes, is a real name, is coming out. And I'm very excited because she's the cutest fucking thing to ever exist ever. But also, I'm not going to be rolling for her. I'm going to be rolling for what's the leader of that group? 2.0, ZZ. I'm trying to remember who the character is. It is Yijuan. Yeah, Yijuan. That's what I'll be rolling for.
Cool.
You know who Jufufu is?
No.
Okay, have you ever done any of the what is it called? The Zone Zero, whatever it's called? Missions
Nope.
where you like go in and they give you okay. So sometimes in those you see this agent that we didn't know who they were. They just like gave us buffs and stuff. But now we do. And let me send you them. They are the cutest motherfucker to ever live.
OMG. No, I remember this character.
Yeah, they're so freaking cute. Jesus fucking Christ. I just want to like roll them up into a ball and compress them. I just
I don't
want to
know
put
if
them in a
I
hydraulic press.
that's a very weird no. I I like I can understand the feeling, but I think it's more wrap them up in like a blanket, like a really really big blanket, and make a sushi roll.
True. Oh, also their gameplay is really. Actually, I might roll for them just for their gameplay.
Yeah.
Because honestly, have you seen it? I'm pretty sure I've sent it to you. It's the Beyblade. They turn into a Beyblade.
OMG.
It's fucking stupid. Dumb as hell. Did I send you the other animation that also came out for Zenless Zone Zero? Which it
Nope.
was Yijuan and I'm blanking on her name. Virgil. What's her name? Miyabi. It was Yijuan and Miyabi fighting, and that shit went so hard. I'll send you the
Mm-hmm.
animation later, but it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, if you don't have any other small talk, we'll get directly into our topic for today. I was waiting for a response.
You want me to talk about the topic today? Okay.
No, no, I was waiting for you to say, no, 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 Diz, I don't have anything else to say. Let's get right into it.
Okay.
All right, well, as you guys may have figured out and may have seen and may have been playing, last week, Thursday, Elden Ring Nightreign came out. It is a little bit of a side project that they've been working on for a little bit. It is a multiplayer roguelike kind of Risk of Rain kind of thing that they've been working on with a lot of Elden Ring mechanics, but character based. Skins and stuff, but it is character based. It's kind of an extraction shooter a little bit, but like not shooter. Still Elden Ring.
Mm.
But we're gonna be talking about it because I have played a lot of it. Mandato here has played slightly less of it than I have because I've just been super excited for it, and I've been trying to get the skin I wanted for the character I play. So
Ru-
where do we want to start?
Well, let's start with some bullshit. So, did you know that Revenant and Executor, their remembrance skins is just the exact fucking same?
Wait, what? Hold up. Let me look at this.
Identical.
They're identical to their base skin.
Yeah.
Um, hold up. Let me move some stuff really quick. Revenant. Let's see.
Besides a
Oh,
slash on the Executor's like chest, I guess. One slash, little slash.
what the fuck?
And the Revenant is similarly almost identical.
Oh my god, it actually is. Why?
Because
What? Why is this just like nothing? What? What's the difference? Uh
oh, hold on.
oh my god. Hold up. Let
What's
me
that?
actually pull this up. I'll pull up the actual Fextra Life page for those of you who are interested in following along. I wanted to read this comment here though. This skin is so fresh and so new and so different. I can't believe I didn't unlock this sooner. Totally game changer. It's the Revenant Remembrance skin.
So I think I get what all the remembrance looks, or what the point of the remembrances is.
Hmm.
A lot of them that look identical are only very slightly different, because the point is that they are different in like a single very small way that shows that their character has progressed. Like the
Yeah.
Revenant has taken off their fucking bandals or whatever.
Yeah, they're like bandages.
Yep. The Executor has a seppuku uh thing,
Hmm. I see.
etc. But it's also dumb and small and stupid and I hate it.
Fool. All
Like,
you
you know
get
what?
is
You know what
all you
changed with
get
the
is a
Duchess?
little change. What
You know,
changed with the Duchess? Let's see.
her hair got a little shorter.
Is that? Oh, it is true. What the fuck? It is a little shorter.
Just like a little.
Just a tiny bit.
W skin made the hair shorter.
True. And then my character, I get a
Raider.
whole ass no, not Raider. Recluse. I get a
Oh,
whole ass different skin. The whole thing. It's the
damn,
skin for
bitch.
the skin for the Maiden of the Wheel or Witch of the Wheel.
Hmm.
It's part of her storyline. Basically, uh, some I honestly skipped through it, so I'm not gonna re- repeat it like perfectly. But um, basically, she had a sister, and she lived in the woods with her sister, and they both went to war, and her sister died, but her sister was resurrected because she sold her soul to the Night Lord.
Okay.
And then she came back and she's like, I why was I not as good as you at magic? And then fucking gave her a bone. And that's it. I don't know. I don't I need to actually read through it. But yeah,
That's a great story.
great story. 10 out of 10. I know you actually followed through with Duchesses and actually like listened to everything, so which is uncharacteristic of you. And I'm mad at you. And I'm gonna call you out right now.
Why?
Because any game that we play, you skip all of the dialogue.
That's
But
not
for this
necessarily true.
specifically, you did not skip a single piece of the dialogue.
Yeah. That's not necessarily true, though.
I'm calling you out. Calling you out
Oh.
right now for skipping all the dialogue in video games.
Oh.
Anyway, skins wise, I win. That's the conclusion. Now, characters wise, how do we want to go through this? Do we want to just go in order on Fextra Life? Do we want to go in who's the best character to who's the worst character? Because we could also do that.
Dude, what would you even put as the worst? I don't know.
Oh, I know who the worst character is.
Oh.
I know who the worst character is. Do we want to start with the worst character?
Well, don't be mean. She's
I
not that
can.
bad.
She's pretty bad. She's
She's
pretty
not that
bad.
bad. You know what? I'm gonna main her just to spite you. Fuck you.
You should. Actually, it'd be pretty cool because she's a cool character. It's
She is a cool
Revenant.
character.
Yeah, it's Revenant. I'm sorry. Her summons are just okay. Their AI is terrible because they use Elden Ring AI for the minions. the fact that she has a B, an S, and a B in int, faith, and arc, respectively, but she has no way to regain FP is why? Why fucking bother? Like, does she really not have any way to regain FP? Because, like, why fucking, why?
You know, the funny thing is, she has the highest faith scaling in the game,
Yeah. Well, right
above
next to,
Recluse, actually.
really? Are the
Yeah.
numbers higher?
Yep. It's
Oh,
both
okay.
S, but she has a higher S.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that's fucked up.
Which is hilarious because it means that she is officially the faith class, and
Hmm.
she's does not have any way to get FP back.
Nope. And it's even worse because every single, like,
Her passive
faith-based
should give it.
spell,
Let's be honest here.
true. Every faith-based spell is expensive as hell,
Yeah,
which sucks even worse. And it's so weird because, yeah, her passive. Let's talk about her passive. Her
her passive
passive
is
is that
good.
she, eh, it's okay. It's good when it works. It doesn't always work. That's the
Do you mean when
problem.
it procs?
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess.
and it sometimes procs on things that don't matter or are bad.
I
So her
guess.
passive is that sometimes when she kills things, they come back to life and serve her. And it's sometimes, it happens sometimes.
It's basically
And
whenever she does a final hit to
yeah,
a character, or well,
yeah. Whenever she does a
most
final
of the
hit, there's a
enemies.
chance for something to happen.
They
And I
last
don't
for
like
about a
that.
minute, um, and
They
they
don't
have
even last
significantly
until
reduced.
death.
Well, no, they last in a minute,
Yeah,
uh, but more likely they're going to die first because they don't have a ton of HP.
yeah. Yeah, I just, you know what the passive should do?
Hmm,
Give her FP when her minions die.
That's true. And then
Give
also keep
her
the
a
necromancy
reason.
part. It's fine.
Give her a reason to send her minions directly into battle.
I guess.
It's like, okay, so if they die, I have to send out somebody else, but I get some FP back. Or maybe when they take damage in general. Because if they're taking damage for you, then they're not dealing damage to your allies, generally.
Hmm.
So that would be good. Give her a way to get back FP. Now, okay, so we didn't talk about her whole thing. So Revenant. Her whole thing
I
is that
honestly might.
she summons minions.
Fuck, I might
She summons
actually
1 minion at
main.
a
I'm
time.
not gonna lie.
Her
She's really
ultimate
fun.
just resurrects everybody and makes people
Well,
immortal for a little bit.
yes, it means that you can't die. It resurrects anyone that's down, and also makes her summons immortal, and additionally lets her summons do an ultimate attack.
Hmm. Also does
And
that,
by
yes.
ultimate attack, I mean it's not really ultimate; it's just a stronger attack.
I mean, unless you have the skeleton out, and then he fires a giant
Sebastian.
laser that is 5 billion damage.
Sebastian is really strong.
So Sebastian is the skeletons that you wish you could summon in the base game, the big ones that
Yes,
fire a laser.
which are awesome. And Sebastian does have the weakness of dealing the least DPS out of all of them base. Whenever he's not ulting,
Hmm.
but he has the benefit of being a fuck ass big ass bitch
Yeah,
who
being
will
fucking huge.
take aggro for you, and also has like really wide AoE attacks,
Hmm.
like his roar, which just hits everyone in like a mile.
Yeah, if you're gonna stand still and you just want things to die around you, just throw him out. Whatever.
He'll get it, and you know
He'll
what? Because he has
figure
so
it
much
out.
HP, it's gonna be okay. Frederick. Frederick is Frederick's kind of a mid in between Helen and Sebastian. In that he is like
He's a pumpkin
relatively
head.
tanky. Yeah, he's relatively tanky, but honestly, in my opinion, I think his best use is in breaking stance. Because unlike Sebastian, he can actually follow up on like attacking people. And unlike Helen, he does a lot of stance damage because he's a pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
So whenever you need to break stance, or whenever you need like a somewhat mobile, like a tanky character, that's generally it. And Helen is kind of the default summon. But I find that she's most useful inside.
Yeah, Helen is a
Where the other
page.
two, yeah, where the other two are just too fucking big. Helen is just like small, so
Yeah.
she can kill whoever.
Helen is your like general use one. This one's you're just gonna
She's
throw out
fast.
no matter where you are.
She also, yeah, she's fast. She isn't tanky, so she dies quickly, but she also heals quickly. So
Yeah.
it's whatever.
And her Immortal March is boring, so
Yeah. Anyway, no worries. Revenant
sure.
does have one benefit over every other character in the game. Well, I'd say two. The first is that she is the only summoner, which means that she is the only person who is able to draw aggro away from herself actively.
Well, there is one more, but we'll talk about them later.
Well,
When we
they're
talk
not
about the
real.
high tiers.
They're not real.
When we talk about the high tiers, we'll talk about
Mm-hmm.
them.
Yeah. Anyway, then there's the other one.
The
The other
other worst
genuine
character in
benefit.
the game. Oh,
No, shush, shush,
the
shush,
other
shush, shush,
genuine
shush, shush.
benefit. Okay, go ahead.
Which is that she starts with the coolest weapon.
Oh, the Revenant's Curse Claws.
They're so awesome.
That's fair. That's fair. They are
And
pretty
also
fucking
have an
cool.
S scaling.
Now, I have one complaint.
I will listen to
The
your complaint and promptly ignore it. I want to inform you ahead of time.
the weapon skill.
It is bad,
White Shadow's Lure.
but that's why you like replace it.
Yeah. I mean, okay. There are scenes that allow you to replace it.
Yeah.
So I will take that into account. That's fine.
Okay.
Now, the
Regardless.
second worst
Also,
character.
White Shadow's Lair is surprisingly strong. Um, apparently, the way that it works in this game is that whenever you use it, it just draws the aggro of fucking everyone.
Did they change it?
Yeah, so it draws them regardless of their combat state. So
It says
it's
only human build.
I don't know if it's only human build, but that's still
I
like
think maybe
a
they copied
third of
it.
all mobs.
Yeah, I guess you do have a lot of human build enemies in Nightreign
Yeah,
specifically.
so like a third of all mobs, like just random whatever bullshit that are gonna swarm you. 15 FP, throw it out, and then they're just not attacking you anymore.
Yeah, Revenant is the one if you want to fuck up people's aggro.
Pretty
It's
much.
like you don't want aggro just to be on your team whatsoever. Sure, play Revenant. Honestly, I hope they buff Revenant or give them
That's true.
some way to get FP back. God, it's such a detriment.
Mm.
Now, the second worst character in the game.
Dude, I have no fucking clue what this guy is doing, by the way. Like, I don't know what my co-host is doing, ranking these guys at all. Because
I have quite a bit of experience here.
yeah.
I
He
know
has
who's good and who's not at this point.
Yeah, totally.
I've almost beaten the game. I
Okay,
know.
sure.
And you know
Why
who's
not?
bad? You know who
Huh?
needs a buff?
Huh?
Fucking Recluse. This motherfucker
Damn, bitch.
sucks. My main sucks ass. Have you ever tried early game as Recluse? You ever
Yeah.
die in the early game?
Yeah.
Just go back to main menu. You're not getting anywhere. Just go back to main menu.
Game.
Good game, GG. You're not maxing out your main weapon. You have to find something else. You're gonna run out of mana repeatedly, and your bonk, the bonk with your main weapon, it doesn't do elemental damage. So if you don't have a melee weapon, you are fucked. You better find a melee weapon and it better have an element on it. Or you better just be good at
That's why
tracking
you
your
just need to
FP.
find the blade of gold or whatever.
The what?
Simple. The blade of gold or whatever it's called. The dagger.
Oh, oh,
Is it the
yeah,
Erdtree dagger?
yeah.
No,
The
it's not.
Erdtree dagger. Yeah, that's Erdtree dagger.
Well, I don't believe you. Hold on.
Oh, are you talking about the other one?
Blade of
The
calling.
one blade of calling. Yeah, that one.
Mm.
Yeah, I guess.
Blade
But
of
like,
calling is surprisingly good, by the way.
you're gonna want a different thing in your offhand because most melee weapons don't have FP buffs or sorcery buffs on them. You basically just keep a melee weapon in your back pocket. Like, God, it sucks. And you have a very limited roster of spells. There's no new spells, so it's all old spells, and they're completely reworked in how good they are. Like, you'd think like Night Comet's gonna be busted in this. No. It still draws aggro like a normal spell. It actually basically doesn't matter. It it'll basically just people won't dodge it. That's it. But you know what will do a lot of damage? Fucking Crystal Burst, I guess. Crystal
Oh
Burst
yeah, I got
fucks
that.
people up.
Well, I mean, it did normally, so it just didn't change.
Yeah, Crystal Burst wasn't that good in the base game.
Yeah, it is.
It's not
Shattering
that.
Crystal.
Shattering Crystal? No.
Yeah, it was.
It's okay.
You've never shotgunned someone to death?
I've shotgunned someone to death, but it's not that great.
It's good. Use a bitch.
I guess I just played sorcery as like higher level.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But no, Recluse, her stats are just super low. Her early game stats are just so bad.
Oh shit. The
It's just
blood spells are
200.
Scarlet Aeonia is in here? What the hell?
Yeah, it is.
Placidus Axe is
You
ruined?
never fucking get it. You never fucking
I
get those though. I've
the
got
cool
them
spells?
once. I've got
Damn.
them literally once. Yeah.
How do you get the cool spells?
You just have to roll seals.
Oh wait,
Also,
it's probably
the
legendary fucking
no,
whatever it's called. No?
they're not. No, those two are not. Those two are normal seals, funnily enough.
Interesting.
But well,
Okay.
tier 2 seals, I think. But the main problem I see with Recluse is that you need stabs or you need seals. And both of them are very, very heavily map dependent. Because you're not going to find seals and you're not going to find stabs in normal loot tables. You're only going to find them in specifically staff or seal tables. And sometimes they're hard to get to. So. And also, Elemental Cocktail takes so fucking long to cast. Like, I'll be grabbing things, I'll be grabbing marks trying to get my FP up, and then I'll accidentally activate Magical Cocktail, and I'm just sitting there for 10 seconds, just casting a spell.
Mm.
And then the spell comes out and it does like 40 damage. So, I don't know. It's rough. She needs a lot of help from her allies to get marks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And her ult requires you to be in melee range to cast it, basically. Unless you're locked onto something. Yeah, it's okay. She's okay. She's extremely hot. That's why everyone's playing her. And also she was in all the promotional material, which fair enough. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The next character. I would say
Oh, by the way, from this point forward, this is all arbitrary. He's just making the shit up.
yeah, I don't have well, oh no. This next one is arbitrary. But that's because I have experience with the
Nah.
other characters.
Uh-huh, totally.
Now, the next two can flip flop. I'll let you decide that, but I think it's Executor. I think
Um,
Executor goes next. Just comparing it to what we have ahead, I think that's fair.
I don't know about Wilder.
Yeah, that's the one I'm flip flopping between either Executor or Wilder.
I'd say Wilder and then Executor.
I'd say
And Executor is not
Wilder's only
in the
slightly
greatest
better.
place, but
I'd say Wilder's only slightly better. One, because he has better base stats, and two, because he has better like he's very beginner friendly.
I wouldn't
He's
say
easier to
he's.
use.
Yeah,
His passive literally just saves you from death,
that's true.
and also he has more
Executor has
health.
two
So
S's though, both in Dex and Arcane, so he can do his job very, very well.
he has better scaling stats, but Wilder has better base stats, so he's better early
Whatever.
game. So that's why I'm saying Executor's slightly worse because he's harder.
I would say Executor's harder. That's true.
Yeah, he's way harder, I'd say, actually. So, I mean, you could talk about Executor, actually. This is your character. You played Executor a lot more than I did.
Okay. So this is Mr. Katana Man, as you would expect. Um and guess what he does? He's a Katana Man. Boom boom boom. And he's also secretly Sekiro. But don't tell anyone.
This is true.
Um there's Sekiro underneath the mask. That's why he never takes it off. Um so anyway, Executor's super special, super awesome thing is that for some reason he has the fucking Mortal Blade on. I don't know why. And he is able to parry with it, like actually parry. And it's really strong, and it's exactly what you think it is.
I'm sorry,
But
deflection, not parrying. Get it
shut up.
right,
Um,
Uber.
but it's really good. Um, and you know what? His passive is pretty much useless, but skill
No,
is
I think
really good.
I think he could do some crazy stuff with scenes for tenacity.
I guess, but
But
it
you need
requires
you need
setup,
the
like,
right
come on.
scenes.
Yeah,
You need the right scenes.
there are just so many better passives. I don't know. Um, no, but unironically, his cursed blade is super good.
Yeah,
Um,
Suncatcher,
his
yeah.
skill is generally just that you can the blade that you are drawing, it prevents you from like moving quickly, but because you can deflect, and it gives you a pretty big window for it. It allows you to take damage extremely effectively, even more so than a lot of the tanks.
Yeah, it's 100%, right?
Yeah, if you deflect it.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you don't, then it inflicts a tiny bit of chip damage and a ton of statement damage.
Gotcha. So I'm guessing if
And
you're
it'll break your
fucking it
stance.
up, it'll
Yeah.
you're getting stance broken a lot.
Yep. And his ult is also really, really, really good.
Yeah,
You
his
turn
ult
into
is fucking ridiculous.
you turn into to big boy. That's the name of it. Big fucking guy, and you gain the special ability of killing people. And
My special ability is murdering.
yes, exactly. You turn. I don't know, man. You turn into a big fucking guy. You fully heal. It's a excellent way of doing that. You also get a major health bonus, and you have the poise of a god and the poise damage of a god. You will interrupt anyone and everything from doing whatever the fuck they want to do, and you become a really big problem for 15 seconds. You'll gain a super powerful skill that you can only use once because it'll instantly end your form. And yeah,
Yeah,
good.
essentially anything that's happening, nah.
Yeah,
It's no longer happening. You're happening. You're
you
the thing that's
get
happening.
priority basically always.
Yeah.
With whatever you do.
Yeah. Honestly, I think his ultimate is what really makes it hard for me to judge if he's worse than Wilder, because his ultimate is just crazy, but it's super hard to control. Speaking of Wilder, now neither of us really play Wilder, but I've been playing with June a lot, who is now a Wilder main, and I mean Wilder is pretty straightforward, but has a really low skill ceiling, or really low skill floor, and a really high skill ceiling. I have seen June do some fucking ridiculous shit on this character.
With claw shot, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I have seen June claw shot onto someone's onto someone's face, flip over them, onslaught stake on top of them, and then land on the other side of them. That shit was crazy. That shit was insane. But no, Wilder is your basic bitch, your blue bottom boy. He's your sword and board guy. He's your guy with your medium shield and your short sword. And I mean, he's your basic bitch. That's it. If you die, nah, because his passive is literally just a get out of jail free card.
His pass at once per Cider Grace.
Yep. Is it once per side of grace?
Yeah.
I thought it was once per match, actually. That's
No.
crazy. Oh my god.
And also, technically, what it does is it gives you an automatic dodge invincibility against an attack that would have killed you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And his ultimate does one of the highest single target damages in the game. Or not single target, single instances of damage in the game.
Yeah.
Where it literally
That's true.
just, here's a stake, and boom, explosion.
Yep. Not
Yeah.
quite as wonderful as Blackblade, though.
No, not quite as wonderful as Blackblade, but it's very cool, makes a lot of noise,
Yeah.
and you can be very stylish with it.
My beloved is better.
True. All right, there
I
isn't much
still
to say about
cannot
that.
believe that it's real.
Oh, that there's Blackblade in it?
Yeah, I'm so
Yeah.
happy.
It's fucking sick. All
Anyway.
right. The next character is one of my mains.
Oh,
Iron Eye. Yeah, Iron Eye. Honestly, Iron Eye gets a bad rap, and it's entirely justified. Because Iron Eye's bad rap comes from the fact that people don't know how long his range is. People think it's Elden Ring, where I can stand 5,000 feet away, hit you with an arrow, and it'll still do full damage. That's not the case here. You have about maybe 2 or 3 spears of range. That's about it. Like, you're not a long range class. I know it's an archer. You see Iron Eye. Oh, I'm gonna be 5,000 feet away. No, you're gonna be up close and you're gonna be comboing motherfuckers. This is a combo character. Now his passive, don't even look at his passive. It literally doesn't exist. All right. Eagle
No, it's
Eye
real.
isn't real and it can't hurt you. Okay.
It's real.
Eagle Eye is the equivalent of taking a silver pickled foulfoot at the start of a match.
And forever.
And forever, yeah.
But for your whole team.
Yeah, but for your whole team, yeah. I mean, yeah, it exists.
It's good.
It's okay. Now, the real thing you want is marking. Now, I don't know why they just called it marking, because this skill is way more than just fucking marking. So,
It's useful.
when you activate it, you dash in the direction you're facing, and you can dash past targets, and it'll hit every single target that you hit in the dash, and it'll mark them. Hitting enough time, this will make them take more damage, and hitting it enough times will break their stance. Very good. Very good for certain characters as well, to combo off them. The main thing that I discovered this yesterday. When you hit a target, you get an additional input to change directions. This is not significant whatsoever. I just thought it was neat. Because if you hit somebody with your dash, you can dash backwards instead of going past them, which I just thought was cool. But you know, this guy's your bow character. He's really good. He's just not as good as the other characters ahead of him. In his single shot ultimate, is really good for knocking the fuck out of people. Just knocking them the fuck down for like a second while your team recovers, or if they want to get super big damage in, or if they're using a big skill. You just hit them with that and that's your opening. It's also good for reviving people because that is a good AoE.
It also makes him invulnerable.
Yeah, it also makes him
I didn't
invulnerable.
know that.
Yeah, I think most of the ultimates in the game make you invulnerable except for executors, right?
Um,
I guess finale maybe not.
no, Finale does.
Oh, okay. Then yeah,
During
all
its
of them.
activation, Finale for about a full second makes you immortal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all of them except for executor.
Huh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I use it to dodge attacks when I panic.
Okay.
I also use marking to dodge attacks when I panic because marking also makes you invulnerable, which is very good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the next character, Guardian. Honestly, as boring as shielding can be, I like shielding, and the fact that they made shielding good in this game and being like an actual shielder slash support tank is really cool. It's really nice. And also, there are specific scenes, this is what I was talking about, is specific scenes that allow you to draw aggro when you block, when you guard. And it keeps aggro like a motherfucker. Let me tell you. You are going to be blocking tons of attacks. Now, my only complaint with Guardian is that he can kind of get overwhelmed pretty easily if your team's not paying attention. You get like left in a room with like three enemies who just back you into a corner on accident because you weren't
Mm-hmm.
paying attention. Yeah, you're gonna be stuck in that block position for a little bit. But other
Fair
than
enough.
that, Steel Guard is pretty good. It's give and take. Honestly, I don't know how I feel entirely about Steel Guard because it puts you in a better defensive position, but it also makes you. It requires you to dodge, which takes your stamina, and also while you're in the stance, it takes your stamina over time. So, eh, it's really for blocking those really big hits that you know you're not probably not gonna live through. His whirlwind's really good. A big crowd clearer, which I think is missing from a lot of the characters. Like ways to deal with crowds is really missing. The Guardian's really good at that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Wings of Salvation. This is why this character is the clutch king for rezzing people. Because Wings of Salvation, you
I
fly up
don't
into the
know.
air and then you fucking slam down.
I'm fairly certain that Finale can also take that, but
Yeah, but she has to run around and after that
I
and
guess, yeah.
res people. But we haven't talked about her yet because she has too many hats. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Um, but Wings of Salvation, I like how they gave it a second ability as well. If you hold it, you can make all of your teammates immortal for the time. Uh, at the cost of sitting there and standing there like an idiot. But there's also other scenes that give you special abilities with that as well. So, all right, now the character I have been playing a lot of recently because he's really fun and also he's really busted. He's really broken. Raider. Now, this is another character that I play, and I can see why a lot of people have been playing him because you don't need to give a fuck about literally anything when you play this character. He is okay, so Guardian might have the highest health in the game. Raider has the littlest fucks to give in the game. He doesn't give a shit about anything that's going on. He is just going to get into his retaliate stance and he is going to punch motherfuckers in the face because his retaliate stance literally makes him unable to die. He just gets angry, he screams at the boss and then punches them in the face. And that's what he does. Fighter's Resolve just buffs Retaliate. It just makes it so he can't be interrupted during Retaliate. Retaliate just makes him take a stance, and then it's basically Endure if Endure was on crack. and was also mixed with Palm Blast.
Uh-huh.
So you take the stance, and then you either hit him with a punch, or you take a bunch of damage and it charges it up, and you hit him with a bigger punch that does a ton of damage and knocks down pretty much anything. And also, like I said, you if you take enough damage to die, you get dropped to 1 health instead, which is pretty cool. And he also has a really weird and on release confusing ability, which is his totem Stella, which he brings up a giant cube out of the ground, and it's good place to get height on enemies. It does a decent amount of damage, and it buffs your team. It's pretty good. Now that I've sped ran through quite a few characters, you can talk about the best character in the game, IMO. It might flip flop between Raider and this character, but I still think Duchess is the best character in the game, and you
I'd
can
say it's
explain why.
Duchess. Well, Duchess is Okay, so far what we have gone through is Guardian has 1 billion HP. Recluse just isn't there, right? Executor can deflect attacks. Raider doesn't give a fuck. Duchess, Duchess always has iframes. Forever. She just wants it. I don't know. Magnificent Poise is her special, which is really funny because not only does it make her dashes extremely strong in that she's able to chain them together, but it also reduces the stamina cost for attacking and evading by like a lot. So her stamina bar, despite not being the most in the game and actually being like just pretty okay, honestly, feels like an eternity. And then of course you have her ult. We're gonna go in a weird order. Her ult is extremely good, is the best way to say it. Her ult allows her to just fucking make everyone on the team invisible, right? For 10 seconds, or until they like attack, basically. Which is really good for, I hope, obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Because it prevents the bosses from being able to target you temporarily, and then also allows you to all other enemies in the game.
Do you mind
As
if
well
I
as
talk about a downside of this ultimate? The only
okay,
downside.
okay.
The only downside to this ultimate is that while it may work on random field bosses and night bosses and random enemies, the what are they called?
Night
My
Lords.
the Night Lords do not give a fuck.
Yeah,
They
they
will
do.
just randomly attack sometimes. Sometimes
It.
they will just ignore the fact that you're invisible.
Yeah, I think that's their coding.
Yeah. I don't know
It's a
what's
little
up
bit
with the Night
frustrating.
Lord's coding, but it was not equipped to handle everyone disappearing at once.
Yep. So in general, Miss Duchess is the thief type archetype, right? With an unusually high intelligence score, and faith score, and a pretty good dex score too. It means that she is a fantastic support because she has plenty of abilities and like basically stuff to take aggro, to deal like a pretty decent amount of damage. But I think her biggest benefit, besides what we're going to get to in a second, is that for some strange reason, she is good in every situation. Like Wilder and Duchess are very similar in that they're all rounders, except unlike Wilder, Duchess interprets that as being good at everything, while Wilder interprets that as being like having good stats. Duchess just is good at everything, like anything and everything. She's not good at big weapons, and that's it. She's good at dex weapons, everyone in the game. She's good at all spell casting. She's okay at inflicting arcane stuff. She's not bad at anything really. Um, and in a lot of ways, she's just really strong, plain and simple. As well as, unlike the other two casters in the game, she has an extra 20 HP starting, so
Yeah.
that's cool.
See, that's one thing I didn't notice is that her base stats are fucking crazy.
Her base stats are very good.
Why are base stats so crazy? She has almost as much mana or FP
As Revenant or Recluse,
as
because she
Revenant
is a
or
support
Recluse.
caster. Yeah.
She has slightly more HP than either of them.
Yep.
She has three mainline stats.
And then also, her stamina is deceptively small because it's actually much bigger. It's much more
Yeah.
comparable to
Because
Raider or Guardian
because she has reduced FP or stamina costs
for basically everything that she does. Then we get to her, the main thing, right?
the reason why she's the best
restage,
character.
for some strange reason, is a skill that got through testing.
They looked at this and were like, "Yep, send it."
And this
It's
shit
good
is
to
the
go.
strongest skill in the game, bar none. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think there's a competition. Like, you could argue that Revenant's skill is good, but that because that's her kit, right?
That's her whole thing. Yeah.
But like, it probably still goes to restage. So it's funny, right? Because restage, the way that it works is that you target an enemy, and over the last, I think, what is it, like 4 or 5 seconds or so, after pressing the button, which by the way has a cooldown of 12 seconds, I want to be clear here, restage has a cooldown of 12 seconds, you reprise every amount of damage that they have taken, and then also proccing of effects. So, like, for example, if you were to attack with a bleed dagger and not inflict bleed, and then press restage, you can inflict bleed with restage because it inflicts bleed damage. So, to be
This
clear,
little stupid ass pocket watch is so broken.
to be clear, it doesn't do the exact same damage, right? It doesn't do the same amount, but it can be buffed to do almost the exact same amount of damage again. But it effectively means that after your team does like an ultimate or like procs a lot of effects or whatever, you press the button, which you don't really have to save all that much. It's a cooldown of 12 seconds, again, remember, which you can reduce, to just do all of it again.
You just run it back.
Because fuck it. Yeah. You know what? You almost won. You did half the boss's health by using all of your ultimates all at once. Fuck it. Do the other half.
Yeah, do the other half of their health. And like, okay, you could talk about how it's not good in fields, but when you're in a meta, which I think this is the meta now that we've had a week to figure it out, and let me tell you, Fromsoft motherfuckers figure shit out fast. All right.
They're weird.
Now that we've had a week to figure it out,
Fromsoft fans are so weird.
in a meta where you don't fight field enemies, you just run after bosses, this is crazy.
Yeah.
She's extremely good at fighting bosses because you just run all of your allies at the enemy and then you replay it.
By far, out of all of the characters, the Duchess is most rewarding for being good at her.
I'd say so.
And it's like a lot, right? Like, I'd say, like, obviously there are characters with higher skill caps, like Wild or maybe Recluse, depends.
Yeah.
But like, Duchess, or I guess Executor, whatever. Duchess is by far the most rewarding for it, because if you're good enough at her, you just win. Like, it's really not close.
Yeah,
the
like I
amount
wouldn't
of
say
different
she's as
things.
easy mode as like Raider, because Raider just doesn't give a fuck what's going
Owen,
on.
yeah,
But
Wilder, Raider, those characters. She's not necessarily easy to play, but she's not as hard as she necessarily should be. Um,
if your team has a
while
head
getting
on their
benefit.
shoulders, you're gonna get value out of this.
Yeah, and then the higher levels of value means that you are carrying your team. Like it's plain and simple. You're carrying your team really hard if you get good at her.
Yeah. I have
It's
seen
crazy.
some crazy yellow bars. Like the bars that show up when you do a crazy instance of damage. I've seen some insane shit come out of this
Yep.
character.
Oh god, I remember that one where I had the bleed and then also the black flame.
Yeah, I think s- I think one of us hit a bleed, you hit a black flame thing, and then
And
someone
then
else used their
reprise.
ultimate,
Yeah.
and then you restaged, and it like took out 75% of the boss's health or something for some
Yep.
reason.
I think it was the dragon, was it?
I think it was a dragon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
So anyway,
was. Yeah, this character is insane.
really, really, really good.
Yeah. But all right. So, how does this game stack up to the other character or the other games? Just closing this out because we are out of time.
We don't yeah, we don't have time.
Yeah. How does it stack up to the other games? Especially seeing as it has a lot of brought
Yeah,
back
comparing it to
bosses.
Elden Ring, it's obviously worse. We knew that going in. It was probably going to be worse. But yeah, yeah. I mean, as much as I have been enjoying this game a lot, it's right. Even though it's technically a fair comparison, it's kind of an unfair comparison.
Yeah.
This game is not. The best way to describe it, this game is not a fresh start or something. It's not a entirely unique game. Instead, it is basically just a whole bunch of the Elden Ring like assets made into and some earlier assets that have been updated made into a fun little game. Um, I saw someone describe it as an experiment, and I think it's probably correct that this game is more an experiment of what FromSoft can do with their properties and what I should say a type of game that they haven't given a try yet, just to see how good at they are at it. And you know what? For that, it's a good experiment.
Hmm.
It's fun, absolutely. I'm still enjoying it for a lot. And while I definitely would say that like if you've played enough of the original Elden Ring, maybe the $40 might be a bit much. Maybe $30 would be a bit more reasonable. Um, it's fun. It's really fun. I enjoy it.
Hmm.
And I think that it deserves to be made. I don't think it deserves the amount of hate that it's getting from some people.
Yeah.
Um, I understand that it's mostly because those people were like interpreting it as, a new game,
A new Souls
which
like.
it
Yeah.
isn't. It's basically just a really, really fun and extensive Elden Ring DLC. Is the best way of saying it.
Yeah. So
It's pretty close.
this really feels like a tribute more
Yeah,
so. It feels like a multiplayer tribute to some of the older games, some of the newer games, because you have some of the older bosses coming back as like mini bosses and newer bosses coming back as like whatever. Why did you bring back Godric? But I
that's
mean,
true though.
it was cool to see some of the older bosses get remade. Like the only one I was like super happy to see was Duke's Dear Freya, because
That's
it was
pretty
a
cool.
Dark Souls 2 boss that was like actually kind of cool. And to see them in a new light, in new animations, new textures was super cool. The f- the f- the furnace demon, smelter demon, that's what it was called. That one was super cool to see, and all of these bosses were just cool to see, and it's cool to see what they can do with the concept as well. as well as the class-based stuff. I had no idea how they were going to do equipment with a roguelike. I was like, I don't know if that's really going to work, but it feels like they did it. They released what they wanted to release, and in the age of games being $80 now because Nintendo decided to be greedy, honestly, $55 is not that bad for this. And
It's typically
I
40,
think
55 is for the whole thing. The
oh, it's
DLC that
40.
hasn't come out yet.
Oh, well, yeah, 40 bucks. Absolutely. Yeah. It's half the price of a new fucking Super Mario World. Not Super Mario World.
Hmm.
Mario Kart World. That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, it's perfect. My only complaint, now I've seen a lot of complaints. I think mine is a little bit more grounded here. It's so fast. The game is so fast. Please slow down the game a little bit
That's
and
true. I'd rather
have
the
field
games.
enemies be more important.
Yeah, I'd rather the games take about an hour rather than what they currently are, which is like 30, maybe 40 minutes.
It's
Like, we
30
need it
minutes
to.
if you get to the Night Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd
Like,
rather
that's really
them
fast.
be
I don't know.
maybe like 5-10 more minutes because at this point you're not going after normal enemies, you're killing bosses. That's all you're doing. Because it's not it's not efficient to kill normal enemies, which sucks. But yeah. It also feels like you need to be on crack to play this game, honestly,
Sure.
like half the time. But all right. It all in all, I think it's a good tribute and I think it stacks up pretty well. So, do you have anything else to say?
Not really.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. And this has been the Degeneration Podcast, Ray, the podcast for the degenerate generation. Signing off. Good night, Starlights.
Bye.
Yo, buff Recluse and give us 2-player.
Buff Revenant so I can Black Blade and Peas.
Also, yeah, buff Revenant.